I'm about a minute early. I think it's 5:14. Close enough. I'm here. I'm on Amazon, and I'm looking for um, good set of exercise bands. I got my Lifeline band, but I want a wider variety. I got two bands for it. So I'm looking at some of the ones here on Amazon, going all the way up to 50 pounds. And I'm not talking about the, the resistance to thick ones. I have a few of those. I like using them. I like using them more for um, stretching, some other stuff. But I'm looking for bands with the handles. Cat's coming in and saying hi. Now here is one that looks good. Heavy resistant bands for working out. 19. Although this one 19, this one 19 wrong. Nitten. I think they forgot an N there. And it goes all the way up to 90 pounds. I am not sure that I would need 90 pounds, which is a lot for resistance bands, because remember, you're getting continuous tension when you use bands, which is good. So in one sense, you never really outgrow even a light band, because even if it feels light, you're keeping continuous tension on the muscle itself. So my plan moving forward is to do more band work. With my burpees. As bands are just good mojo. The cat does not know why I'm not paying attention to her. They are good for the joints. They're good for developing muscle. Again, you can actually put on a surprisingly amount of muscle just by doing bands because of that continuous tension. Although I'm not looking for them to put on muscle, as I mentioned before, definitely not what I'm at this point in my life. I've been big, I've been not so big. What you want is to be fit. What I want is to be fit. I shouldn't say what you want. You might want something entirely different than what I want. Give me a second. I'm going to bring up my desktop so I can read the comments. If we get any comments, we do. A friend Horn is here. How are you? Horn says hello. Hello, my friend. Let's see. Rodolfo says, dance ho. Dance ho, dance. And Horn says, yo, bro. Let's see. If he had come in and asked me to dance nicely, right now he would be seeing me dance. Just for him. However, when you come in and you yell at someone, you never get what you want. I don't know why anyone would want to see an old bald guy dance around in his office. But hey, I'm sorry, Rudolpho. It's too late. It's all about entrance, you know? It's all how you come into a room. If you go anywhere with bad intention, you're creating the very thing that you don't want. However, when our intention is good, here's a little yogi advice. If you blast a room with love before you enter, if you set that good intention, everything's different. Everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. So, Play says you have cancer. I did have skin cancer. Not a fun thing to go through. Um, Even just skin cancer, which is, if you catch it early enough, not that big of a deal. If you catch it too late, it is a big deal. Um, but I don't have cancer now, to my knowledge. However, it is definitely, I think we all know someone, right? Someone we were close to somewhere in our lives, someone who has suffered or died, in which case we've all suffered from cancer. Warren says, how much subs do you have? Like 5,000 something. Amazing. 5,000 people at one time or another wanted to listen to anything that I had to say. I'm as surprised as you guys. Poorman says, sup, Yogi? Poorman, how are you? Your Irish friend. Well, you know what? I've always wanted to have an Irish friend. What's your channel about, dude? It's about the conversation we're having, whatever that might be. So it's going to change every day. I was talking about exercise bands a few minutes ago. As I'm doing more and more band work, maybe it's a sign of old age. I like to think of it as smart training. Bands are just so easy on the joints, continuous tension on the muscles. Of course, I'll still do my burpee training. As the title of my channel, just a yogi doing burpees in his basement. Our friend Optimom, Timo, is here. Timo, lovely live stream today. Rodolfo always laughing out loud. You know what? If the best thing to happen to me today was to make you seriously laugh out loud, my day would be pretty blessed. I am here to, if I can make someone feel a little bit better for just a moment, I'm doing pretty good. Rodolfo says, I'm good. I just seem bad. You know what? I got that feeling. You were having fun. I can appreciate that. Look your room. I should look at my room. What I should do is clean my room, but that ain't going to happen anytime soon. The Burpee Reaper is here, says Yogi. Burpee Reaper is adding an extra title to his name as of a couple of days ago. He is Mr. 1K. 1,000 subscribers, well deserved. There ain't no one in the burpee community worldwide who puts in the work the way Burpee Reaper puts in the work. And not only that, he helps people along the way. Go check out his Sunday session. Check out his channel. Check out Sunday Show Tunes, and you'll see him. You name a song, he'll do burpees to it. Optimob says, Reaper says, you too, family. Big salute. Optimob says, hi to poor man Jim. Muhammad is here. Muhammad, my friend, how are you? Says hello, my brother Yogi, and all brothers and sisters here. Optimob says, thank you. You're welcome. As I mentioned often, daily, sometimes multiple times a day, no one puts out a more beautiful video than our friend Timo, than our friends Timo, Sabine, and Bax. Bax makes it look easy. Bax just gets to run around in the hills and have fun, sniff things, chew on things. And then poor Timo, he's got to head off to his office and edit for several hours every day. We get a salute to poor man from Reaper and a hi to Muhammad. Reaper says, appreciate you guys, 1K. In my opinion, long overdue. Sabine is here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Yogi. Thank you, Sabine. Good evening to you. I was so happy to hear the crime rate was so low for you guys. I live in an area where it's not bad, not bad crime rate. There is crime, but it's not. Could be a lot worse. That's for sure. Poor man said had a blast. Sunday Reaper. Hey, poor man, did you give a Reaper a song? So everyone wants to know. Everyone was talking about this earlier today. Who is the special guest on Saturday? Everyone had a guess. Let's see. I didn't see Jacob here. Box and Halo, Box and Halo, Box and Halo. Sorry, I missed it. He said, ha ha. That's an excellent point. I would not have thought of that myself. You really can't argue the logic with that. If it was just ha, I might have come back with a rebuttal. But when you throw in that second ha, one is ha ha, man, how do I argue with that? Let's see. Your Irish friend says best wishes to you and all that. Love you. Well, thank you for that. That's an Irish blessing. That's an Irish uh, beautifully said. I will listen before I sleep. Very much appreciate that, my friend. Jacob, how are you? Jacob drops the link for Burpee Reaper. Reaper says, Jacob, don't do crunches on hard surface, please. Excellent advice from Reaper. Optimob says, hi to Irish with a lovely 4-leaf clover. Is that 4-leaf or is that a 3-leaf? Sabine, thank you for dropping Jacob's link because I always ask Jacob not to forget to drop his link, but Jacob is always focused on helping other people. He played Rammerstein. Uh, he thought they were a gay band. Reaper says it's very, very special guest. Y'all gonna have to wait. Man, there's nothing I hate worse than being left in suspense. Well played, Burpee Reaper. So you know what? Every day up until Saturday, I'm gonna keep teasing that to make sure people will, more and more people build up that anticipation. Who's it gonna be? We want a big audience for the official debut of Mr. 1K and his special guest. Speed says, here he is, and we get a wink and a wave and a thumbs up. Poor man says, Ramsey Live is awesome. Optimob says, Jacob, right on. I'm not sure if I'm really familiar with Ramenstein. I'm gonna check him out. What's the genre? I think next I'm going to be throwing some jazz, Burpee Reaper's way. The next Sunday I'm going to be throwing some John Coltrane, industrial metal, some heavy, heavy stuff. I guess the name Ramenstein sort of gives it away. I wouldn't expect easy listening from a band called Rammerstein. Jacob had some good picks on Sunday. I appreciated his choices. Germans. Germans know how to do it. Germans know how to put out some hard metal. That's for sure. Reaper says, I'm surprised no one has requested Metallica. Hey, that's true. I was going to do request some Iron Maiden. But I think I'm going to go with jazz. Jacob's dropping some more links. I've gotten some new people to watch thanks to Jacob, introducing some new people to the burpee community. Pretty cool. So Reaper, you've been putting in some 20-minute sessions. You've been super busy at work. We got the link drop for Eric Lapointe. We got a new short. Speaking of Eric Lapointe, him doing burpees with a goat. I guarantee you, this has never before been seen on YouTube. Burpees with a goat. It's doing psycho style burpees. I got to leave him a message right off the bat, guys. Make sure to check it out. Eric Lapointe doing burpees with a goat. Let's see. Squirrel Simper says, Reaper says, got to see that. Be right back. Yeah, it is worth taking a break and going over. Squirrel Sniper, how are you, my friend? Squirrel Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Greeting, my friend. There we go. Well done from Eric Lapointe. This, by the way, this is why there's such a thing as YouTube. No other reason than watching someone do burpees with a goat on a Connecticut Christmas tree farm. Watching two beautiful souls and their dog backs roam the Swiss hills. Watching Jacob Colby in the hot sun of South Carolina doing burpees hardcore style. Watching the Burpee Reaper do burpees to industrial metal as requested from our friend Poor Man's Gym. Honestly, YouTube gives that wide open. I would be remiss not to mention tree carvings from our friend Squirrel Sniper. YouTube lets you be you and put it out there. What's your thing? What would you love to express given the opportunity to express it? Is there an audience for it? Who cares? We don't have to do things for an audience. Audience is great. I'm not downplaying an audience. However, we do it because we're seeking to express ourselves in the way that we were meant to express ourselves. Burpee Reaper, that made me laugh out loud. The point got me fired up with that short, Eric. I need a damn goat. I don't know, Reaper. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you need to take it up a level. I think you need to top Eric LaPointe. I'm thinking Burpee Reaper and an emu. What do you think of that, Reaper? Burpees with an emu. Because now burpees with a goat, it's been done. It's an Eric LaPointe thing. Now, are we going to leave it at that? The gauntlet has been thrown. Are we going to let Eric LaPointe win? Or are we going to take it up a notch? Guys, pick your barn animal. This is a battle now. All bets are off. We're going to town. I want to see Timo and Sabine doing burpees on top of one of the Alps with backs cheering them on and cows in the distance hearing cow bells. Let's see. Burpee Reaper says he's got to find a farm. See that? Here's the scary thing. Burpee Reaper is thinking. He's plotting. That means something big's going to happen. I'm picturing Squirrel Sniper, burpees with chainsaws. Just a Squirrel Sniper doing chainsaw burpees in his basement. Perfect name for a channel. Actually, we should change that. Just a Squirrel Sniper doing chainsaw burpees in his backyard. Because it would be ridiculous to do chainsaw burpees in your basement. We got a laugh out loud from Sabine. Reaper says, let's go. Burpee battles. Again, Eric. I hope Eric stops in because he threw down the gauntlet. Much appreciated. Roy Hart says chainsaw burpees. Roy says Burpee Reaper is now challenged burpees in a treehouse. The sky's the limit. Reaper says William said he would do 20 burpees when I reach 1K. Awesome. William Hart says this William is, yes. That's a good trade-off. I need a Reaper costume. Man, that would be awesome. See that? All we needed was that little spark of creativity. Big thank you to Eric LaPointe. He has opened up the burpee world to the madness of Burpee Reaper. We don't know what level it's going to get to. It might not even have a level. It might be level-less. Reaper says chainsaw burpees. I can do that. So you got to remember, this is from the mind of the man who thought up Showtune Sundays. So you already know that he's a burpee genius. So, you know, all he needed was someone like Eric LaPointe to raise the bar a little bit. Now, the Burpee Reaper, he's going to step up. He's going to take it up to the next level. And then, what's Eric LaPointe going to do? 2 goats? Is he going to move up to a cow? The sky's the limit. Burpees on a Christmas tree? Jacob's dropping some more links. Thank you, Jacob. Speed says, I guess I need a while to get up my fitness again, especially on top of an Alp because of the high altitude. Squirrel Sample says, let's not play with chainsaws. It will be burpees with a chainsaw in the corner. It's probably a good point. Or people would be asking me, how did you get the name One-Arm Burpee Guy? And I'd be like, well, I didn't listen to my friend Squirrel Sniper when he told me not to play with chainsaws. Let's see. Timo says, at the moment I have issues with my shoulder. I can't do burpees or muscle up or anything with my arms. I walk with backs, but I can't do running. Uh, but I run many marathons in the past. I remember you and I talking about that. Do you think you'll be back to running one day? How did you hurt your shoulder, Timo? Was it in? I know you did judo for quite some time. Reaper said, William, it's all good. Oh, I missed William's post. I will make him post Saturday. Don't know about editing or quality yet. I've never edited a thing. Especially when you're doing burpees, it's all about doing burpees. Dr. Brawl says, what is this? We were talking about burpees. And anything else you want to talk about? We are no longer talking about burpees with chainsaws. Squirrel Sniper helped me see the folly of such a thing. The link for Brian Lane is dropped. Thank you, Jacob. Reaper says, Brawl, it's love. It's all love, that's for sure. Squirrel Sniper says, Dr. Brawl, greetings. What do you see? Probably some old bald guy talking weird stuff. Whoever says, I can picture it now. Wood chip covered outdoor space, glistening, oil chainsaws, burpees, tree carvings. If anyone could do it, it would be Squirrel Sniper. Graham Hart said, new series though, burpees with backs. I've done burpees with Misty. The thing was, every time you hit the ground, they think you're there for them. They're ready to play. So they jump, they lick, they bark, and then you jump back up, and they're like, wait a minute. I thought we were playing. And then you back down, and it just goes over and over again. Let's see. Squirrel Sniper says, William Hart, you would be surprised. I don't use much. I have 2 saws, a mid-range Husky 555, and a smaller, I can't see that, with a carving bar. And I use an angle grinder with a sanding disc. So the carving bar, that's specific for what you're doing? Reaper says, Zeradox made a short video poking fun of us old dude, Eric, not knowing how to use today's technology. Bro, he's got a point. He's got a point. Zeradox has been avoiding he's been avoiding the channel lately. He sent he put a post asking about why he wasn't able to go over to Optimobs anymore. And I said, well, you abused your privileges, and you knew better, and yet you keep doing it anyway. So I think he got a little upset. But man, how long have we told him here? And I'm not going to talk about it for long because it's in the past. And of course, he's always welcome here. But I hope he learns, because you alienate more people than making friends. That's for sure. Optimob says, I started with judo at the age of 5. Nice. And yes, I will start running again. Maybe we'll do a 100K ultramarathon in Bill, Switzerland. Yeah, I keep thinking about making a comeback myself with my running or my long distance walking, but we'll see. I got to make sure to check out Laradox's video making fun of us old guys. Eric Lapointe is here. Little does Eric know that he was the star of the show just a few minutes ago. The much discussed Eric Lapointe. William says, I've heard steel is exceptional. Otherwise, I don't know much about chainsaw or woodworking. I'm glad I get more exposure to it through you. Yeah, especially seeing the intricate work that he does with those saws. Sniper says the carving bar has a narrow point at the tip and able to make feather edge cuts. Nice. Reaper says he sure does use the emoji when he made another new shirt with my comment. I will have to visit. Reaper says, the point, I need my goat back. He's laughing and he says he got it. But you know what? Eric Lapointe would never give his goat away. You would have to fight Eric Lapointe for his goat. Alphamob says, Squirrel have a lot of footage of wood carvings, and I will upload a video with that. And I will use some videos of your channel, if that is okay with you. Let me know. I only want your support. I only want you to support. Eric Lapointe says, really? Reaper says, nice looking psychos. They were nice looking psychos. William Hart says, oh, that sounds interesting. Sniper says, please help yourself, Optimob. I have a few more coming too at some point. Nice. Nice all the way around. Because as I mentioned over and over and over again, Optimob does such high quality work. Editing skills surpassed by no one, that it's just going to be awesome to see what he does. Eric Point waves to William. Burpee Reaper says Zeradak wants to smoke. Yeah, I don't know what's up with him. I think maybe his 600 plus subs is going to his head, maybe. Altamov says, Squirrel, trying to ask politely, but English is not my mother tongue. Well, here's the thing with Timo and Sabine. Never have I met two more polite people. So anything they say, I always naturally assume is going to be as polite a tone as possible, because that's just who they are. They're loving, caring, considerate people. William Hart says, hello, the point. Also, I cannot remember, so please forgive me when I asked before about the loaves of bread that were made. Were they whole grain or white? I believe he said whole grain. We got some German from Squirrel Sniper, the ever-talented Squirrel Sniper. Let's see. Reaper says, yeah, it is. He's a kid. Wish he was older. Yeah, always important to keep in mind. However, it doesn't sound like that is a very Christian-like thing for him to be doing. And for someone who talks about their faith incessantly, you would think that it would be put into practice a little bit more. Eric Point says, I believe it, bread, flour, white, and whole grain. Nice. So, I got to know, what inspired Eric Lapointe to do goat burpees? And as mentioned, he doesn't know what he's done. The fire that he has set off in the Burpee Reaper. We've been talking about chainsaw burpees. We've been talking about emu burpees. We've been talking about burpees on top of a Swiss Alp. What other kind of burpees have we been talking about? Squirrel Simply says he still has a lot to learn and respect. He certainly does. However, we have all played our part. At a certain point, it's up to him. William says it's focusing on self, like earlier where we said that a desire to do X or Z. I cannot pretend to know his circumstances. Maybe he believes the success chase. Maybe his effort isn't enough, or that. This is true. The important thing is, like you said, we can't understand. We all have our own filters, but we'll never see through anyone else's filter. Reaper says he's fired up. The point. Lyric, the point. You laid down the gauntlet. I don't know where this is going to end. I see it only ending in madness, to be honest with you. Burpee Reaper ever more consumed. What's going to be next? I see him making worldwide pilgrimages to Australia, burpees with kangaroos. Africa, burpees with termites. The African termites. Those are the big ones, not the little ones that we have here. North Pole, burpees with polar bears. And then what's going to happen when the world itself is not enough for the Burpee Reaper? Are we talking astral burpees? We're talking about Elon Musk space shuttle burpees, or astral projection burpees, where the Burpee Reaper has reached a point of transcendence, where he no longer needs his body to do burpees. His astral body in the astral planes of pure existence itself is now doing burpees in the astral fields. That's where I see it going. And it all started when Eric LaPointe scratched his head, scratched his beard, looking all wise, and said, I wonder if anyone's ever done a burpee with goats before. Little did he know. Panda burpees. Exactly. Russian Cossack burpees. Let me catch up here. Eric Point says it just came to me after hearing that song. Roram says somehow he could do more. It would be the piece he believes he needs to get out of trouble he faces immediately. It is unfortunately short-sighted at the moment. Yeah, we've all been there, and probably will be again. It's really hard to have far-reaching vision, especially when we're looking in the wrong direction. We're always looking outwards, outwards, and outwards. If I get 600 subs, how do I get 660 subs? How do I get 700 subs? And there's nothing the matter with counting. We should. It's good to have a goal. However, if we're thinking that we're going to get some form of inner satisfaction by looking outwards, it has never worked in the history of mankind, which is why Jesus says the kingdom of heaven is within. All right. Altamop says, I did in the past use some footage from another channel and got some trouble. I try only to help others to grow, but I love editing nice videos. That's what I mean when I said you can just tell that Timo, he wants to help. Sorry you got into trouble, because I know your heart was pure. Eric LaPointe is just encouraging him now. Says, let's go, Lewis. Of course, the question is Eric LaPointe going to let Burpee Reaper top him? Where do you go after one goat? Do you just add goats? And is there ever enough goats to please Eric LaPointe? The answer is no. There is never enough goats to... One goat is the answer. this is the deep spiritual secret here. Quick point: one goat is always enough. The answer is never in more goats, although it can't hurt to try. Reaper says, I'm not going to lie, the point, the psychos were sick. Pretty impressive for someone who's been doing burpees for 2 months now. Not even quite 2 months. Eric Point says, nice, I did a Navy SEAL with psychos in the middle. Reaper says, termites, burpee termites. Let's see. Reaper says, oh my God, my mind is going crazy. I bet. William says, next challenge is resistant band burpees. That's a thought, because I am looking at resistant bands. It could be done. I think the logistics might be a little iffy. Reaper says, took me 4+ years to reach 1K. He should be happy that he's growing fast enough. I agree. Speed says, Burpee Reaper, then be careful that your head doesn't start smoking. That could happen. Timo says, hey, Burpee Reaper, hope you don't make fun of me, but what about a video of the different burpees you can do? If you like, I help you with editing. I have never heard of 5D, panda, or marine burpees. Interesting. There's a video of Burpee Reaper doing countless psycho style. I don't remember how many you got. Just like going to town. William says, I remind myself if I ever end up in a similar space, I hope I receive the same forgiveness from another, so I may attempt to change. We cannot force others, but aid and point. I will always try. I'll be honest with you, William. I don't see you ever getting in that mental space, because I think that you have a good connection with your heart, and that counts for everything. And I think that even if you found yourself getting in that mental space, your heart would remind you to pull back, and you would listen to your heart. Let's see. We get a salute from the Reaper. Poor man says, Optimab, I need to make a video on preventative maintenance for burpees. For me, it's been my upper back, neck area is weakest link. I got a head harness recently, and it works like magic, reducing pain. I'm glad that works for you. Man, that was a really good idea for a video, because you don't see... You see a few things when warming up. You don't see a whole lot of things on preventive maintenance, which I'm a huge believer of. We had a big talk about this yesterday on restorative practices. Poor man, you ever tried to do sun salutation? William says, try to show it, won't let it run rampant. We all change. We do. However, if you're sincere along the path, this is why in the Bhagavad Gita it says, even a little effort is enough on the spiritual path. Even a little effort. These are words from Krishna himself. Let's see. Reaper says, Optimab, I will do videos. Awesome. Nice. Reaper says, I have a few shorts, but are old and hard to find. Hey, at 1K, definitely time to update. You know? Personally, and I've mentioned this a lot, I think that Show Tune Sunday was a thought of pure inspiration and genius. If you notice, that's a lot when your numbers started to climb up. No one else is doing that. No one else is doing burpee with goats. Thinking outside of the box, being inspired and creative. And man, everyone here, it's a beautiful message that everyone's spreading. William says, do you have any issues with your wrists doing burpees after about 30 or so? They get sore quickly. It takes a bit of time to build up. Make sure you're warming your wrist up. You can do wrist circles, both together, and then switch directions, and then one over the other, like that. Highly recommend everyone do sun salutation for restorative maintenance, and it's a great warm-up as well. There's a deep, deep spiritual significance, and if you do them early in the morning, some schools say face east because you're walking in the sun, and it is a sun salutation. My last yoga teacher said traditionally, no, you want to face away from east because you want your spine to absorb the energy of the sun. Try it both ways. Poor man says, never heard of it, started reading dinosaur training. Let me know how you like dinosaur training. I was gonna, if you couldn't find it, I was gonna offer to send you my copy. I got a post on sun salutation. Now see if I can find it. I got a playlist of how to do it on my community page or on my playlist page. Sorry guys, I fell behind. Speed says, sounds good. Reaper says, William, yes, wrist, shoulder, elbow are always at risk for injury, unfortunately. Excuse me. Reaper says burpees are explosive, so hard to not be injured. Definitely pays to warm up. Not just the muscle, warm up the joints. Do some form of joint mobility. Poor man said, oops, sorry. Read that about dinosaur training. Sabine says, Timo got right now inflammation in his left arm. So he they've had some trouble to get the strength together for burpees. It doesn't have to be done the way you see everyone doing them. If you check in January, Burpee Reaper coming back from an injury, and he did it extremely smart, as you would expect, but also a very thoughtful approach to how he was going to do it. He knew he wanted to do burpees. He also knew that he was overcoming some serious injuries. So he stepped back into the burpee position, did the push-up, and then he stepped back up. It was a burpee. It's how he started. And now look at him. So, a Reaper, sometime if you find that the starting this year's starting session, and show people where you began. Because for some people who are just getting started, that's an excellent way to do it. Reaper says, I lift weights before I do my burpees. It helps to be explosive. Eric Point says, yeah, Show Tune Sundays was a great idea. Yeah, it really was. Reaper says, appreciate you, Point. Speed says, you know what I mean. He have his last cortisone shot, needle, given by a specialist. We hope that will help. I hope so. Even if not burpees, even if he can just do some push-ups, you know, if the cortisone shot helps. I hope it does. Matthew's here. Matthew, my friend, how are you? Matthew says, hello, brothers and sisters. Salutations to all. Welcome, my friend. We get away from Burpee Reaper. Eric Point says, maybe you can do some Cotton Eye Joe burpees. He did have a little dance there, if you remember. William says, it felt easier going along with Jake's warm-ups, and I will definitely try those. Thank you. Reaper says, for wrist pain, get a bucket, fill it with rice, stick your hand inside, and start moving the hand all around. It's a big practice in martial arts as well. Sweet says, William Hart, I did that today. Now I have sore muscles. You trained with Jace today, Sabine? Reaper says, the point with that dang song. And he still did burpees to him. So far, Burpee Reaper has not drawn the line. He has not said, nope, not going to do it. I thought I might come close with Justin Bieber. Reaper says, I'll post it on my community page, guys. Awesome. Every year I start. Every year he starts, but this year was even more so because he was coming back a traumatic injury. Reaper says, new, and so can you. Join me next year, and I'll get you to that crazy goal. William Hart says, I missed it every year. What? Believe it or not, Burpee Reaper gets fat and out of shape between sometime in September and usually January. Seriously fat and out of shape. I'm not like making it up. Of course, I mean, he's not obese, but he was 30 pounds heavier. A definite lack of muscle tone. And that's where he starts. And he does it on purpose. For one, he wants to show people they can get in shape as well. And it doesn't take forever. For two, he really, really, really likes to eat. And he likes football. And he loves the holidays. It's the perfect storm. Reaper says, William start over every year. Matthew's saying hi to everyone. Sabine says, yep, I did. Nice. How'd you like the workout? Jace is an excellent guide. Timo says hi to Matthew. Let's see. Kenan Love, did I say that right? Waves, hello, my friend. How are you? William says, how do you start over? Is there a physical break, or do you mean a new challenge? New channel. Complete physical break. He eats and doesn't do anything. I've said that before, and to people, and they were like, you know, why are you making stuff up about, this was back in the, it is what it is. Why are you making stuff up? And I said, 100% serious. This is what he does. It's his thing. And for all those reasons, he likes to eat. And he wants to help people. Kina Love is giving us an emoji. I appreciate that. Heavy content is good content. Matthew says, Eric, you inspired me to start creating content on my YouTube account. I'm just finding it difficult to know where to start. Let's talk about it. We can talk about it here. You can send me an email. Man, you got a lot to offer. You got a lot to say. Do you want to make it about your own spiritual path? Where you're going, where you've come from? Do you want to just do talks, practices? I'm with you all the way, whatever you decide to do. As well, you got a built-in community. Everyone that's here, if they're not subscribed to you now, they will be 100%, because that's what they do. Not only that, they'll share you out. They'll help you in any way that you need it. They'll support you on your creative journey. Reaper says, I was 194 January, now 160. Poor man says, check out the Van Lairet's arm wrestling workout. Bulletproof wrist. Yeah, man, they have to be. People don't realize sometimes what a brutal sport that is. William Hart says, I think that is natural for seasonal conditioning. Matthew says, hi to Optima. William Hart says, damn, I want to join that journey then, Reaper. That's me in a nutshell. Well, minus football right now. Man, he'll set a goal when he starts, and he'll take you all the way to that goal. You see what he does now, but that's not the Burpee Reaper. You know, we call him Mr. Five Pump. He does not start out as Mr. Five Pump. He starts off as Mr. One Pump. And this year, he didn't even start out as Mr. One Pump. Herr Siegfried, how are you, my friend? Says, hello, my friend, how are you? I'm very well. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you being here. I always appreciate when our friend Herr Siegfried stops by. Says hello to everyone else in here. Timo says, Matthew, start with the first video, and after that, you get maybe addicted and getting better. Excellent advice. Speed says it was a good workout to get started again. Good. And yeah, Jace is he's such a good guide. You also get really positive message when you're working out with him. Burpee Reaper says, yep, I eat, damned it. I have a fat kid inside of me. And you know why Reaper has a fat kid inside of him? Because he ate the fat kid. That's how much he likes to eat. He's not joking when he says, I have a fat kid inside of me. He ate the fat kid. Let's see. Jacob drops a link to our friend Herr Siegfried. Give me a second to catch up. I apologize. William Hart says I was 160. I am now 135. I think still one that I want to get toned. Yeah, that's the important thing, I think. We got Herr Siegfried saying hi to everyone. Reaper says, William, what are your goals? What do you look like? Ripped. William says, thank you here. Welcome. Glad you can make it. And Matthew says, I'm a Gemini, so I can talk your head off. I just want to make meaningful content that is uplifting and inspirational. Knowing that, that's the start. Because now you're going to be guided. You're going to be guided by inspiration itself. I know you have a big interest in astrology. What about starting out with a and we've talked a bit about cards before, right? Have we talked about tarot cards? You could do a card a day type of deal. So much. I mean, you and I've covered a lot of grounds just in our conversation. So I know how much you have to offer, and it is infinite. Reaper says, Siegfried, hello, my friend. How are you? I'm good. How are you? William Hart, I love that expression, buff monk. Man, I wish I had thought of that. That would have been my YouTube channel name instead of just Yogi, just a buff monk. Maybe I'm not buff enough for that title. I'm setting myself up for failure already. Buff monk, basically. Not enough to draw. Not enough to draw enough, but disciplined enough. I can save someone in danger. Nice. Who says draw attention? Optimop says, Matthew, I have my old videos still online. You have a lot to learn, so start now. From every mistake you learn, stay creative. YouTube was invented for beginners. I'm still a beginner. And I love the fact that Optima, who, from my perspective, my point of view, is masterful in what he does, but I love the fact that he still has that beginner's mind, which means that really no limit at all. That was a man, that was a great statement, Timo. Reaper says, William, you can do it. Her says to Matthew, I connect to your channel. Thank you, Siegfried. Reaper said, yeah, January hurt. Hey, but you got it done. You got it done. And like I said, you were so smart in your approach. These are some of my favorite discussions because we got like 3 or 4 things that we're talking about, but they all tie in together and everyone is supporting everyone. There's just a whole lot of creative energy in the channel, in the live stream. Absolutely love when it flows like that. Matthew says, thank you for your support, Eric. Your encouragement means a lot to me, considering I see you as a very powerful spirit. Also, thank you to everyone who are already sending support. That's what we're all about. And to have one more person putting that out there, absolutely awesome. And speaking of awesome, did I see that our friend Duncan Walsh is here? Duncan Walsh Fitness Motivation. Once again, we have the Burpee Reaper, Lewis, and Duncan Walsh Fitness Motivation. When those two come together, somehow, when those two come together, I am always the one left suffering. It always comes back to, hey, Eric, have you ever considered? Although, I think he might skip me today because I did a Duncan Walsh finisher on 2 of my workouts. I did that 1.5-minute final sprint in the interval. And then today I did, was it today? It was yesterday. The Paul from Oregon EMOM, but I added it in escalating style. Jacob says, thank you for having me on your live stream. Once again, brother Mr. Yogi. Much love and respect. Big salute to you all. Many blessings. Many blessings to you, Jacob. Always appreciate you coming in. Always appreciate the work that you do. Just helping everyone out. Let's see. Reaper says, has anyone tried the Diablo burger from Carl's Jr.? I don't know if we have a Carl's Jr. here. By any chance, it wouldn't be vegan, would it? Her Siegfried says, nope, let me get back up here. Burpee Reaper says, do burpees, William? Sabine says, did connect, Matthew? Now you just have to start. Excellent. That's the kind of encouragement. Thank you for that, Sabine. Matthew says, thank you to her Siegfried. I want to make content that everyone can enjoy and find informative and inspirational. Her Siegfried says to Matthew, I do not know, I do not do content. I just show love to you YouTubers. And if you feel like show me love, that is totally up to you. And I see our friend, her Siegfried, in many, many places doing just that, just supporting people. Tima says, yes, Matthew, you have to start. When not now, then when? Do it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And as Optimab said, you start where you start. As he said, he made all kinds of mistakes, but look where he is now. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Also, show the imperfections. Show where you're starting at. This is what, Burpee Reaper doesn't wait to get in shape before he starts doing videos. He starts where he is, and he shows people how he gets in shape. Um, just be open and honest with your channel. Guys, this is where I'm starting. I'm not 100% sure where it's going, but here's my intent. This is what I want to do as far as, like you said, inspirational, meaningful. Come along and join me. Give suggestions. Let's see what we can do here. One of the things, Matthew, I in the short time you and I have been friends, I get your authenticity. And that's what's good. Authentic Matthew. Putting out authentic Matthew content. So, once again, our friend Duncan Walsh is here. Says, hey all. So how are you, Duncan? So heard Siegfried says, Burpee Reaper, I have never heard of it. It sounds delicious. Sounds delicious. Reaper says, Duncan. That's how it starts, guys. It's been about a year since you guys had your epic challenge with each other. Her Siegfried says, Duncan, hello, how are you? Warren says, I want to, Lewis, but we don't have one here. Is anything like Arby's spicy sandwich? I'm sure it would be delicious. I hear Carl's is one of the better chains out there. Never been to a Carl's. Warren says, welcome, Duncan. Bumblebee T is here. T, how are you? T says, hey, everyone. I also missed. William Hart says, I can promise that. Maybe. Item in the entire sandwich could be vegan. Probably not one. Yep. Probably not even the bun. Probably not even the container that it comes in. Even the container probably has like extra meat in it. Burpee says, heck no, Eric. So, I'm way behind in the chat. I apologize. Matthew says, I like to explain basic esoteric philosophy, astrology, do book readings, and talk about sustainable living practices that we can all do, start empowering in our lives, as well as the ways that we can help our communities. Perfect. As both Sabine and Optimod said, now all you got to do, put out a video. Put out one video. We often have burpee challenges here, especially Duncan and Lewis. But here's a little community challenge. Matthew, one video. Once I get caught up, I'm going to break out a quote from Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutras. So I'm going all the way down to the bottom. Almost. Sabine's comment caught my eye. Well, there you go, Matthew. You got already good content. Go for it. Exactly. Well said, Sabine. Bumblebee, how are you? Group says 2 hours and 21 minutes, roughly 111 miles near Oklahoma. Here we go. William says, Matthew, when she comes, maybe take a peek into Destiny. She is quite knowledgeable about those sorts. She does not like being shouted out, though. This is true. Good advice. All right, I'm diving to the bottom. Speed says to her Siegfried, it's an American food chain, but I don't think we have them in German nor in Switzerland. Reaper says, there's Duncan warming up. What did I miss? Here we go. Duncan says, "Hey Eric, Destiny may try my new starter workout circuit. The first of many steps, perhaps." Nice. Do you got a new? Have I missed a post from you, Duncan? Oh, this is the classic. Reaper says it's bad for us, sir. It's probably best if you don't try it. Fast food can be addictive, that's for sure. All right. So I'm going all the way to the bottom. If I've missed someone's comment, I apologize. I do my best not to miss any, but I definitely got to get to the bottom here. Her Siegfried says, be sure to hit the like, everyone, the thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for that. Reaper says, look how Eric is trying to be smooth. We're talking about me, Eric, or Eric Lapointe? I could try to be smooth all day long, and it would never work. Optimob says, I can write a lot of books of some of the mistakes I did in the past. Microphones didn't work. The wind blew away that connections, the USB C cable, and no voice was recorded. Hey, Optimob, Timo, have you guys ever thought about doing a video series on starting YouTube? How to start YouTube. How to start YouTubing. YouTubing 101, YouTubing for beginners. YouTube, the mistakes that I've made. Something along those lines, maybe? So I'd love to see Destiny try Duncan's workout. Duncan says, hey Eric, Destiny might try my new starter workout circuit. The first of many steps, perhaps. I need to revisit that. I got your page up right now. So after the live stream, I'm going to check it out. So I got to take my little herbal supplement. T says you don't feel satisfied after one burger and need another. That's the secret. It's pretty hot we are right now, isn't it, T? She says she wish she could get a nice bath, but no bath and no ice. Sorry, my friend. Let's see. Optimop says start YouTube with a smartphone. That's what I've been doing. I doubt that I'll do anything more than just my cell phone. I have small but meaningful ambitions for me. T says Timo sounds like a good idea. Let's see. Duncan says you don't do politics here, but are there politics in the yogic world? There are. By rights, there shouldn't be. But yeah, politics leak in everywhere. The thing is, yoga begins with ethics. It begins with personal ethics. when you are living by those ethics, your politics are pretty clear. This is why when people will ask me my political affiliation, and the answer is always my politics are kindness, my politics are love. Make of that what you want, but it doesn't have a label. If you are truly practicing ahimsa, the first ethical principle of yoga, non-harming, you vote accordingly. You're going to vote for the candidate that has the kindest policy, not just for the people that you like, but for everyone. Um, if you are non-lying, is another, non-stealing, and all of these concepts go deeper and deeper. When we say not stealing, it doesn't just mean taking a physical item from someone. Are you taking someone's dignity? Are you taking someone's freedom in any way? Are you taking someone's well-being away? So when you examine politics from the lens of yoga, um, it's going to be different than what anyone imagines. However, most people don't want to do that because it might mean switching your political party that most people have inherited from their parents without ever once examining why they're voting the way they're voting. If you look at how one party might have morphed into another type of party, and yet people just keep going along, even though the original intent of that party is no longer even existing, except in name. I'm not talking about any particular party. It could be both parties. It could be every party. Um, but people just maintain because the name's the same. It's a great question, Duncan. Our friend, let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm all mixed up. William says, I wish it were just MSG, but the fake filler-filled ultra-processed foods are the largest factor. The bread basically empty value. The carbs turn sugar, making you want more, and they aren't. Healthy carbs to begin with. After all the chemical, etc., to make powder and form to the bun. And they are meant to be addictive. They're meant to be addictive. Optimop says, I'd like to say goodnight right here in Switzerland. It is 0028. Good night. Good night, my friend. Appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with us. Duncan says, what's your biggest source of protein as a vegan? Lentils, by far. For me personally, the biggest source is lentils. Lentils mixed with either rice or barley or sometimes quinoa. But every plant has protein in it. So I try to eat the spectrum of food, leafy greens, vegetables, tubers, whole grains. They do a protein shake that has pea protein. T says, we're 32 here today. That's what Scroll Sniper was saying earlier. And first floor of hospital equals hot and no draft as the fire doors need to be kept shut, melting. They should give you some type of portable fan or have some type of portable air conditioning unit on each floor. Let's see, we got a German goodnight from our friend Herr Siegfried to our friend Optimum. William says the cheese, meat, anything not fresh condiments, much the same. Veggies grown with additives, hormones, accelerates, etc. Speed says yes. Good night, everyone, and everyone take care and stay safe. Blessing to you all. Thank you, Sabine. Actually, I'll be saying goodnight in a few minutes too. William says at least primarily here in the U.S. I think probably The Western diet has now spread to almost every corner of the world. William says, Duncan, I think probably lentils, legumes, or nuts. Yep, nuts for sure, but I don't eat a ton of nuts. I eat just enough. Let's see. Matthew says, in regards to yoga, I believe that politics is considered to be the mode of passion, which Krishna warns us to avoid. The mode of passion is when we attach our egos to ideals and principles that stir emotions and further illusion. Excellent point, Matthew. Um, but also, you know, Bhagavad Gita is set as a metaphor um, for the war that was fought to be able to surrender everything for the sake of God. So being in the world but not of the world, as Jesus said. And um, I think that to be in the world means we need sane political policies that hold everyone in equal regard for their well-being. And at the same time, though, don't get mired in the politics of it. Don't get into the mudslinging. Uh, the last few, today was verse 61 of the Tao Te Ching that I read this morning, and a lot of these later um, verses are political, and they're a little hard for me to read right now because I don't want to dive into politics. However, um, the Tao asks us to look at politics from a larger perspective, and also to know all politics is personal. And by personal, I don't mean personal egoic. I mean personal as in the personal self with a large S, the one essence of self itself. Um, that I can't ignore someone else's well-being and vote for my well-being, um, or the other way around, from the heart. I just can't do it. Jay says, evening from me and Mom. Good evening to you, Mom. Lee was live also, so I'm flipping between chats. I appreciate that. I'm going to be ending in just a minute, so we can all go over and give our support to Leo. First, Sigrid says, hello, Jace. How are you, my friend? William says, hello, Jace. And Mom, welcome back again. Jace says, Eric, my mother says she has learned a lot the past few days. My enlightenment is inspiring. That's awesome, Jace. William says, Eric, would you say that in the age of Kali Yuga or the age of Aquarius, that we would ever see a breakdown of large political movements? Man, that's a good question. I don't know. I would say yes, but you know, I don't know for certain, and I couldn't even predict how that might play out. But I think it needs to be done. Here's the thing: politics, as we know it, is not working for anyone. So we need a paradigm shift. That's why I always go back to Buckminster Fuller and his statement of daring to be naive. If what we're doing doesn't work, which is Einstein's definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, why do we keep doing it? We know it's not working, but we're so tribal. We're holding on to those tribal beliefs, those tribal thoughts, and tribal identity that we're afraid to try anything else. It reminds me, and I'll say this and then we'll say goodnight, of the start of A Course in Miracles. Two medical psychology professors at the Columbia University Helen Suchman and Bill Thetford. Colleagues, he was her superior, although she was 9 years older, um, and they were always bickering. They had a lot of respect for each other, but there was a lot of backbiting and manipulation for the whole psychology faculty. And he got really, really fed up one day, and he said, there has to be a better way, expecting her to argue with him. And she looked at him and said, there is, and I'll help you find it. And that set off a trigger of mystical events where she started hearing a voice. And the voice said it was of Jesus. And it was telling her something. She thought she was a psychology professor, a medical psychology professor, brilliant, Columbia University. Um, she thought she was having a breakdown because she recognized it as a sign of a breakdown. So she went to Bill Thetford and said, I'm hearing a voice. What should I do? And he said, what's it saying? She said, it's telling me to take dictation. And he said, well, then do it. See what it has to say. And the entirety over a 7-year period, A Course in Miracles, a psycho-spiritual text, 700 and some page text, 365-page workbook, and I believe a 200-page manual for teachers came out. Over 1 million copies in print now. So I say that because there has to be a better way. And I got people like Matthew. I got people like William Hart. I got Optimob. I got Eric LaPointe. I got Duncan Walsh. I got Bumblebee T. Everyone. Burpee Reaper, sorry, everyone that's been here that can help us find a better way. All of us. The fact that Matthew is starting a channel, putting out content, powerful content, shows us a better way. And he's going to help us all find it. Matthew says power for themselves. So, I agree with that, guys. T says a better way indeed. Hey, T, I hope it cools down for you. Sorry, didn't get a chance to talk too much, T. I hope we can catch up soon this week. So, with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you for the conversation. Matthew, you got me excited for you. Eric LaPointe says another great live. Thank you, Eric LaPointe. It all started with a conversation about a man and his goat. Literally how the conversation started today. T says, got a noisy new neighbor. I'm sorry, T. They're certainly not making it easy for you. William says, agreed. Good night, everyone. Thank you, William. Always appreciate your presence here. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hey, I sent you a message on Facebook, William. I sent you what I was talking about, the 8-point plan from Ignatius Warren. I thought you might be interested in looking at it. T says, sorry I'm late. Hey, I'm just happy that you're here, T. That's what counts. And I hope we can, I was going to say, I hope we can maybe help you feel a little bit better. T says, Yogi, quick PM. William says, hope to see you around more, T. Feel free to vent to me if you need someone. Thank you, William. Theradox says, hey, he's back. We're getting ready to shut down for the night. Theradox. I hope everything is well with you. Let's see. AB said, do you know Boko no Pico? Not only do I not know it, I don't even know if I pronounced it correctly. Whoever says I opened it and started reading it before live, going to finish tonight. Awesome. Let me know how you like it, and let me know if you have any questions. T says, cheers, William. All right, guys. I'm going to see everyone tomorrow. Come on by if you're up at 5 o'clock in the morning, or if you've been up for a while. Or you can wait and come by in the afternoon. I appreciate it either way. I'm going to see everyone later. You guys have a good night. Neurodoc said they took a short trip. Yep, you said it might be a week, but yep, you're back. Welcome back, my friend. I hope you had a good time. I will see you tomorrow. Whoever says might as well be referencing Child P with that show. Had not realized that. Thanks, William. Appreciate you having my back. Laradox says bye. See you, Laradox. Guys, take care.